This is an introduction to Schoolwork 2.0 by Michael Henderson. Schoolwork is a powerful iPad app that helps you and your students use iPad more effectively for teaching and learning. With an all-new design and new handout library, creating assignments is now even faster. You can easily distribute and collect materials, keep an eye out on student progress in educational apps, and collaborate with one another from anywhere in real time. It's easy for students to use too. Assignments automatically appear on their iPad devices, organized by due date and class. The Schoolwork app helps you track how everyone in the class is doing, so you can tailor your teaching to the needs of the students. Some of the most useful educational materials are found within apps. With Schoolwork, you can browse supported apps and find content that fits your curriculum, then share specific app activities with your students. In a single tap, they can go directly to the right activity. Your IT team can set up classes for you, or you can create your own classes provided you are set up with the Apple Schoolwork Manager. Once the IT department has installed and configured Schoolwork, open the app on your iPad. Schoolwork automatically populates the sidebar with classes you've already been added to in your Apple School Manager. Tap the button in the top right-hand corner to add your classes. Type a name, then choose a colour and an icon that represents your class, then tap Students to add students. As you start typing a student's name, Schoolwork will suggest students to add. Tap the name to add it. You can only add students with existing managed Apple ID accounts set up by your Apple School Manager. Once you've added all students, tap Done. Tap Add Class to create a class with the selected students, then tap Done to finish class setup. You can add more students at any time. Your new class will be listed in the sidebar. Schoolwork simplifies your daily workflows by making it easy to create and send handouts that are flexible enough to contain almost anything, including web links, PDFs, documents, and even activities in apps. You can use them for announcements, reminders, or assignments, and your students can view handouts across all of their classes and keep track of everything they need to complete. In the sidebar, tap the class you are creating the handout for. Handouts you create will be displayed in the classes page. Tap the icon in the top right-hand corner to create a new handout. Add a list of recipients, a title, and instructions. You can also specify a due date. Next, add an activity like a web link your students need to review, or a file you want to distribute. Note, you only need a recipient and title. All other information is optional. Tap the arrow when you're ready to post the handout. You can also save it as a draft for later. You can share any type of file with your students so they have the material they need to get the work done. With the different types of activities available in handouts, there are no limits to how creative you can make your handouts, and in turn, how creative your students will be when working on these handouts. In a new handout, tap Files. Next, browse the files and tap the one you'd like to add. Or you can open another app side by side, like a Files app or Safari, and drag the URLs to the handout. Repeat these steps to add multiple activities and files to your handout. Tap the arrow when you're done. Students will see handouts across all of their classes in their dashboard, sorted by due date to help them keep track of everything they need to complete. To start work on a handout, students can tap to open it and follow the instructions, and tap on any of the activities you add. Schoolwork automatically organizes files into iCloud Drive for you and for students. In this example, the handout called Integers is created for a math class, and a file called Integers Investigation Worksheet is added to the handout. When posted to all students in a class, the following would appear in the teachers' and students' iCloud folders under Schoolwork, Math Integers, and then the Integers Investigation Worksheet. Using Schoolwork, you can collaborate with your students on handout activities in Pages, Numbers, and Keynote. While students are working on a collaborative file, you can view, edit, add comments, and even record audio to provide real-time feedback and help along the way. When adding a Pages, Numbers, or Keynote file to your handout, you can collaborate with students one-to-one. Tap the eye icon and choose each student can edit their own file, or have all students collaborate together on the same file. You can also start collaboration with your students directly within your Pages, Numbers, or Keynote. Tap the three dots and choose the Share and select Schoolwork. This lets you create a new handout in Schoolwork. If you share the file with each student, each will work on their own copy of the file. Instruct your students to submit their work using the Submit button in the shared Pages, Numbers, or Keynote documents they are in. Students can no longer edit the file once it's been submitted. If they need to make changes, they just unsubmit and resubmit their file. Open each student's collaborative document from the Handout detail view, or from the iCloud Drive to see how the students are progressing. Collaboration enables you to provide feedback within the document in real time while students work. Edit the document, use draw tools to annotate, or even record audio for your feedback. When you're done reviewing students' submitted work, you can return the files to individual students or the entire class. Once returned, students will not be able to resubmit the assignment and will have view-only access. To return work to an individual student, tap the three dots for the students you want to return and tap Return to Students. To return work to the entire class, tap Return to Students. Schoolwork makes it easy to direct students to the right place in an app. You can browse supported apps to find content that fits your curriculum, then share specific app activities with students. In a single tap, they can go directly to the right activity. In a new handout, tap App Activity. You'll see a list of apps that are installed on your iPad, including those that can report student progress. Choose an app with activities that fit the learning goals of your students. You can also assign an activity from within a supported app. While browsing the app, use the Share menu and create a new handout in Schoolwork when you discover the relevant activity. Schoolwork displays assignable activities from the app. Choose the activity that fits the learning goals, and when you're ready, tap Done and then tap the arrow to post the handout. When students get the handout with the activity you've chosen, they can go directly to the place with a single step, just by tapping the activity in Schoolwork. When your school enables the Student Progress feature in Apple School Manager, you'll be able to see a snapshot of each individual's overall class performance, check individual student progress, and see what they did across all assignments. This enables you to tailor your teaching to suit the student, whether they need an extra challenge or extra help. You and your students will be able to use it to Schoolwork even if the school doesn't enable this feature. To see how your class is progressing on an assignment, go to Recents or choose a class name in the sidebar. Tap the Handouts icon at the bottom tab and then select Handout. The Handout detail view aggregates data for all students in your class. Apps that support student progress automatically send information about how students are doing after they complete their activity. The All Activities chart displays how many activities in your handout are incomplete, ready to review, or waiting for students to try again. The Student Data chart indicates how students are progressing with all handout activities to help you determine if the students might need additional support or more challenging work. Tap a name in a student list to get a more detailed view of how each student did on the activity. The data available depends on the type of activity and includes, for example, time spent on the activity, percentage completed, quiz scores, hints used, or points earned. When you're finished viewing all the work that students have done, tap the Mark All as viewed. Unique to Schoolwork, the Student Detail view enables you to see all the progress information across supported apps you've assigned, as well as the work students submitted all in one place. With this additional information on how an individual student is doing, you can tailor your instruction based on their needs. To see progress information across all handouts in a class, tap Students in the bottom tab and then select the student's name in the sidebar. Students can also use the app to see the progress they are making so they can take charge of their own learning. Tap the New Handouts button to add a new handout for that student, or tap the View Handouts and continue working on a previous handout. Schoolwork provides progress data to help identify students who might need to try an activity again, or who might need extra time after you lock a handout. For student work that's progressed to ready for review, tap the three dots and then tap Ask to try again, enter your instructions and tap the arrow. For student work that's progressed to not done for a handout that has already been locked, tap the three dots and then tap Allow to complete. Advanced options within Schoolwork handouts allow you to do even more. Use hand-in requests to give students the choice of how to demonstrate their learning. Bring paper worksheets to your digital workflow with the document scanner. Use multitasking in iPadOS as you create handouts to simplify your workflow. See when work is submitted after your due date. Return a handout and ask a student to try again. Lock a handout when you no longer want to accept submissions. With hand-in requests, you can ask students to submit evidence of their learning in a format of their choice. When you create a new handout, tap Hand-in Request, tap Untitled Item Number, and then enter a title for the hand-in activity. When you're ready, tap the arrow. Students can submit work in Schoolwork, or they can use the Share button to submit from within another app. They can submit items such as app files, collaborative files, PDFs, or photos and videos. For example, in Pages on iPad, students can create a file, tap the three dots, choose Share and select Schoolwork, then select the class and Handout to submit their file. With the integrated document scanner, Schoolwork can also help bring your paper worksheets and physical artifacts into the digital workflows. Create a new handout and tap Scan Documents. Then place your documents in view of the camera on your device. Use Auto Mode or capture the scan manually. Drag the corners to adjust the size, then tap Keep Scan. Scan additional pages to add to the document. Then tap Save when you're ready. Schoolwork creates a PDF of your scanned document. When students receive the handout, they can mark up the PDF file and submit it in Handout. When a hand-in has been requested, students can also use the scanner to submit their own work on paper to your handouts. It's easy to drag a file or URL to your handout using multitasking on iPad. Slide up from the bottom of your screen to access the doc, then touch and hold an app, for example the Files app, to see recent files. Then just drag the file you want to share. You can also drag an app from the doc next to Schoolwork, then drag any file or URL from that app into Schoolwork. If you set a due date for your assignment, students will be able to submit their work, and the progress will be recorded even after the due date has passed. Late submissions are marked as turned in late. You can lock the handout if you want to stop accepting submissions. Students can't submit new work, make changes or record the progress after you lock a handout. Tap the three dots to lock, edit, duplicate, favorite or delete a handout. When you delete a handout, the handout and progress data are deleted and no longer available in Schoolwork. Documents will continue to be available in the Files app. When your students are finished with handout activities, you review the student progress and work and you no longer need the handout, you can simply mark it as complete. Schoolwork then cancels any outstanding requests for work, returns copies of all handout files to students, then saves a view-only copy of the handout in the completed view. Once you mark a handout complete or delete a handout, you cannot undo it. All the information for this video was taken directly from the Getting Started with Schoolwork PDF. For more information on Schoolwork, visit the link below or scan the QR code.